Good afternoon. My name is Grace Aldana, and believe me, I don't like to be in the spot, but today I couldn't leave without telling thanks to Dr. Garcia. Um, I came here as an undergrad student, and I remember seeing Dr. Garcia in the potlucks, but I didn't attend any of his classes when I was an undergrad. I applied at UCLA later on for PhD, but I didn't get accepted. So I came back to Cal State thanks to Dr. Gutierrez and Dr. Jefferson. They helped me get support so that I can continue with my master's studies. And I took his cholesterol class, and I remember when I took his first test, I kept on erasing my answers. And he noticed that I was very nervous. So he talked to me and he said, Grace, I want you to relax. I know, I understand you. I know that you want to do well. I went back and I studied differently. For the next test, he wrote on the test that I was the smart cookie of the class, that I had the highest score. And that made me feel very good. I felt that he was proud of me. So I went running to my lab. I was working for Dr. Jamil Moman. I told him, Dr. Moman, look, I have the highest grade. And I showed it to him. I was very happy. And later on, when I applied to UCLA again, I got 3 wonderful letters of recommendation, but I didn't get to read 2 of them. Dr. Garcia gave me a copy of the recommendation letter. I read it, and he gave me an extra one, a sealed envelope. He said, if you need an extra one, here it is. I read the open one, and I thought, he's describing another student. It looks like, yes, it looks like he's describing somebody from Harvard. Well, he was not asking the professors to give me an opportunity. He was urging them to accept me to UCLA. Well, I did get accepted. I graduated from UCLA. I had my PhD. Now I'm doing my fellowship in City of Hope. Thank you, Dr. Garcia, and thank you to all the mentors here.
Hi, my name's Phil Lapolte. There's so many things that could be said about Ray and his contributions, but I didn't want today to pass without pointing out the contributions that Ray made to our local chapter of the Honor Society Phi Kappa Phi. As a matter of fact, if you look at this picture here, he's wearing his lapel pin. And if you look at the other picture, he's wearing his lapel pin. Ray made great contributions to the Honor Society. He was president, I believe, for 3 terms. He served on the board for several years. The mission of the society is to promote and support academic excellence and to engage academics in service. And there's that theme about service again. And I like to think that Ray really took that mission to heart. And again, looking at the photo, it looks like he certainly did. In addition to serving as an officer and on the board, Ray continued year after year after year to participate in an activity that the Honor Society co-sponsors each year. That's the Student Symposium for Research and Scholarship and Activities. And this is where students get to present their research findings. And Ray took it upon himself to organize the poster session, and I bet there are students here who helped him in that endeavor, because every year they would set up all the poster stands, they would set up all the poster boards, and then at the end of the session they would take them all down and take them away. And I can remember being in a supply room of the biology department trying to put these old rickety wooden poster support stands together, and it was really frustrating. But fortunately, the Moore program then invested in some other stands, so thank you for that. But That wasn't the hard part, though. The hard part was recruiting jurors from the faculty, because the students were actually judged and received awards based on this. And Ray would always, year after year, take on this task, and he would always complain that Mitch Eisen of psychology, I don't know if Mitch is here, was stealing his jurors for the oral sessions. And in fact, that's actually true. So Mitch would do it, right? Mitch would always say, oh, come be my juror instead. So anyway, this is just another example of the dedication. I mean, Ray didn't have to do this, right? There were a lot of other things you've heard that he's been engaged in. But it was his way of, one more way that he made a difference. When the board learned of Ray's passing, we were, of course, very saddened, both individually and collectively. We were very glad to have the opportunity to contribute to the Memorial Scholarship, because I think that's one small way that we'll be able to contribute to sustaining his legacy of service to the students.
I'm Bill Taylor from the Physics and Astronomy Department, and I agree with everything that's been said. I just had to follow. I was not going to say anything because I participated with Ray in lots of activities on the campus, things that contributed to the well-being of the campus and of the students, because Ray could not say no. Okay, he really couldn't. If you asked him to do something, he did. And he would join in and help and do so in marvelous fashion. But I have to follow Phil, because Phil talked about Phi Kappa Phi. And I will show you, I have my Phi Kappa Phi medallion on. And the reason I wore it today is because every year at graduation, Ray was a marshal, and he would wear his Phi Kappa Phi medal around his neck, and he would look at me and he'd say, Bill, you forgot again. Okay, so today I'm wearing it. I will say further that the motto for Phi Kappa Phi is something like Philosophia Critatos Photon. Now, I remember Carlos Gutierrez saying this over and over when he was president of Phi Kappa Phi. But what it translates to is, let the love of learning rule humanity. Let the love of learning rule humanity. That certainly was Ray, and I would add to it, let the love of people rule humanity.